ago for Christmas, I will be honest, I bought it for myself. It is all the words to the movie of The Princess Bride, which is my all-time favorite movie. It came out in 1987 in October, and I was 10 3/4 years old. Okay? I've seen this movie, I don't even know how many times.
Inconceivable.
I have watched it so many times that I know all the words. Can't watch it with anyone anymore because I can't help but say the words while the movie is playing. It's really obnoxious. So, I really wish, though, that I knew the Bible as well as I knew that movie. I wish I knew the Bible backwards and forwards, and I could reference anything I wanted out of it and be able to say it all the way through. But I can't. When I was your age, I went to church and I learned all of the stories, probably a lot of the stories that you know, but I never took that next step with the Bible where I dug into the scriptures and learned a lot of the scriptures. I didn't sort of get my heart on fire for the Bible until I was in my late 30s. And when you do it that late, it takes a lot of effort to get caught up. So I really wanted my kids to learn more about the Bible than I did at their age. So I took them to a program a couple years back, and it was in the evening, and I would bring them, and there were volunteers there that would go over the scriptures with them while I went to a Bible study. And then they would have a snack, and then they would do an activity. But they didn't talk about the stories that surrounded the scriptures. They just memorized the scriptures. And while that can be helpful, it's not very exciting for kids. And I noticed that while they tolerated learning the scriptures, they thought it was wicked boring. And they really just looked forward to the snack and the activity. So we decided that it wasn't a good idea for them to keep going to that, because I didn't want them to think that the Bible's boring. The Bible is not boring. The Princess Bride and the Princess Bride, there's sword fighting, and there's kidnapping, and there's a rescue, and there's a man with a mask, and there's a giant man. There's so many things that go on in that story. True love, lots of funny lines. Well, the Bible, it's not that funny. But the Bible has a lot of other stuff in it that is actually really exciting. There's a lot of drama in the Bible. There's a great escape, there's betrayal, there's love. At the end, there's this great compassion that Jesus showed for the people, sacrifice. So you might think as a kid, oh, church is so boring. All we do is talk about dead people. But the truth is, yes, those people lived a long time ago, and they're not alive anymore. But Jesus left the Spirit of God with us. So the Spirit of God is still alive right now, right here, inside you, in this room. And all of those stories, if you know them really well, can help you in your life. The problem that I had when I was learning about the Bible as a kid was I couldn't tell you, the timeline. I didn't know, I knew Noah's Ark, and I knew the flood, and I knew Job, and I knew Abraham, but I didn't know what order they went in. And that's hard. If you just know something all out of order, it doesn't make a lot of sense to you. And I couldn't tell in the Bible what was historical, what was totally accurate, what happened that way, and what was metaphorical. What was a story that was told, but really the meaning was a lot deeper than that. And what was a mystery? We don't really know. Okay? Grown-ups like to tell you that they know, but they don't really know. There's some things in the Bible we really don't. So, as an adult, I understand a lot better about that. But why I bring my kids to church is I want them to catch that fire about the Bible younger, because it will make it easier for them in their life, because those stories in the Bible that you read about, they will help you in everything that you do in your life, the difficulty, the suffering, the way to find joy. And that's a big deal, right? So take some of the stories that you know best, the ones that you like, I know you have a favorite, and talk to your grown-ups and have them help you dig down into that story and figure out the meaning behind it. Okay? Let's be in prayer. Gracious and loving God, we just thank you for this time together today. Help us to be open to your Spirit in this room. Amen.